Hi, I'm Yasmina and welcome to my weekly belly dance lesson. Today's topic, fan veils. Fan veils are beautiful. They're flowing, they're silk, but they are a little difficult to get used to at first, especially if they're brand new. So when you get a brand new pair of fan veils, they're very stiff, so they're going to be difficult to open. I've worked with these a little bit, so they're a little easier to work with, but they are very, very stiff. Once you've broken them in, it's so much easier to open and close them. So, how do you tell right from left? It's very simple. When you go to open them, I'm going to change, so I have my left in the right hand. When you go to open them, if you can't push them open, you know they're in the wrong hand. I always like to take my index finger and give a little push to get them started so I have a grasp on the outside. So when I go to open them, I actually let go. I give either a side motion or a down motion. And when you go to the down motion, make sure that you're going down and not pulling it back up again, that you stop. As soon as it opens, I take my ring finger and my little finger and press down to keep them open. And through the whole time your fan veils are open, you are pressing with your ring finger and little finger on the outside spine through the entire time you have these fan veils open. If you don't, they'll start closing in on you and you won't have the nice flutters and waves with the material. So you have to make sure that once you open, that the ring finger and little finger are pushing down. Your thumb is pushing down on the opposite side. So once you have the fan veil open, the bamboo that is shiny that you see is the hand that it should be in. So I'm seeing this on my right side, so that's the right fan veil. Once I open up the left, I'll see the bamboo shiny part on my left. So that's another way of knowing which is right and left. If you have a difficult time, you can always take a sequin, a flat bead, a jewel, a bindi, bindis that we wear, and put on one of the fan veils, something that has a bump on it. If you put an R or an L, chances are you're not going to see that. You're going by touch, by feel. So if you put like a bindi or something that has a bump to it, especially if you're having your fan veils behind you when you first start and you pull them out, or you have them on your hips or wherever you may tuck them, you'll know immediately that, oh, that's my right. I need to get that in my right hand. Because sometimes you don't have the chance to go to start to open them before you open them all the way. So at least with that little lump, you're going, oh, okay, it's in the wrong hand, need to change hands. So again, to open these, if they're brand new, sit there, open and close to get them, a little more relaxed, not so stiff. The hardest part of this dance is opening and closing the fan veils. Again, give it a little push, and as soon as they're open, you're pressing down with your ring finger and little finger to keep them open. Some of the moves that we use with fan veils, okay, are the nice waves. So you're moving your entire arm to get the wind or the air underneath the silk. So these are waves. The flutters are moving the wrist, keeping the arms out, but kind of the elbows in, just as you would with a cane when you do your cane dancing. So you're not out here like this, really stressing the shoulders. You want to keep the elbows in, nice little movement with the wrist. My whole arm isn't moving, trying to get the flutter going. It's all in the wrist. And we can flutter in different the flutter down, the flutter flat, the flutter up, which takes a lot more energy, especially if you're right-handed and you're trying to keep that left up there. You can flutter in, you can flutter while you're spinning. It really adds a nice effect also. You can dance with your fan veils closed, and you'll notice when you get your fan veils that when you go to close them, they don't always close. You physically have to put them together. So we can dance with them closed, which really gives your hand a rest. Because once you've had them open for quite a while, you'll be able to see in your hand exactly how many bamboo splines are on your fan veil. That's how much you're keeping pressure to keep these fans open. But you can dance with them closed, you can dance with them open, you can dance with them on top of each other, so it looks like you have one fan veil, and then when you separate them, it's like, ooh, she has two. So you can dance with one, you can dance with two. You can enter with one, have one off stage, have one tucked. There's so many possibilities to fan veil on how you play with these. You can use them as veils. The current routine that I'm teaching in my intermediate cabaret class, we have them stuffed in the back, and we come out and we're draped in the veils, and we're using them as veils first, and then we pull them out and dance with them the rest of the routine with the fan veils. So let your imagination go. I mean, you can be so creative with these, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful prop. So I hope some of these ideas and tips helped you in your fan veils. Again, just practicing opening and closing. Make sure when you go to open, especially if you're doing the down, that you keep your arm down and not come back up because you're closing your fan. So down immediately, the ring finger and the little finger pressing down to keep your fan veils open. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.